How did a nation that once struggled with mass poverty become a global financial powerhouse without relying on Western rules? China didn't just follow a different path. It rewrote the playbook. Quietly. Strategically. And now, the rest of the world is realizing something shocking. They've mastered the game of wealth in ways we never even considered. While many in the West obsess over flexing success, the Chinese are busy building it in silence. Behind closed doors. Through habits passed down for generations. And with a level of discipline that's as foreign as their alphabet to most outsiders. This isn't about communism versus capitalism. It's about a mindset, a philosophy of wealth creation so effective, it lifted over 800 million people out of poverty. And it's filled with secrets anyone can learn from if they pay close attention. So if you're ready to stop playing checkers while others are playing chess, here are 8 wealth-building secrets the Chinese have mastered and how they might just change the way you see money forever. 1. Multi-generational wealth planning. According to a Credit Suisse report, over 40% of China's wealth is held within families and passed down generationally, a striking contrast to Western economies, where inheritance is more fragmented and taxed. In China, families see themselves as financial units, planning not only for personal security but for multi-generational elevation. This long-term mindset leads to very different behavior. Parents save aggressively for their children's education, sometimes sacrificing their own retirement in the process. Grandparents contribute to mortgage down payments. The question isn't how can I retire early, but how can we rise together? This strategy mirrors the philosophy of investor and author Naval Ravikant, who says, play long-term games with long-term people. Chinese families internalize this, choosing collaboration over isolation, delayed rewards over instant satisfaction, and long horizons over short thrills. 2. Obsessive focus on education as leverage. A 2022 Statista report found that China's education market was worth over $440 billion, driven heavily by private tutoring, after-school academies, and intense college prep. The message? Education isn't just important, it's everything. As billionaire Jack Ma famously stated, education is the biggest driver of social mobility. In Chinese households, children aren't just encouraged to study, they're expected to master. This isn't about elitism, it's about leverage. Skills are capital. Whether it's coding, engineering, or finance, knowledge becomes the launchpad for entire families. Author Malcolm Gladwell popularized the 10,000-hour rule, but Chinese families apply it without reading his books. Success isn't mysterious, it's earned through grit. And while the Western system often rewards charisma, the Chinese system rewards quiet excellence. What are you doing with your 10,000 hours? 3. Frugality as a core value. Chinese households boast one of the highest savings rates in the world, often above 30% of disposable income according to World Bank data, more than triple the US rate. Frugality is celebrated, not stigmatized. Even wealthy individuals like Tencent CEO Pony Ma are known for modest lifestyles. Compare that to the US, where 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, CNBC, 2023. Consumption is often a performance, debt is disguised as success. The Chinese view this differently: if you have to show it off, you probably don't really own it. Ramit Sethi, author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich, says you can't out-earn dumb spending. The Chinese mindset eliminates the dumb spending part altogether. Their power isn't just in how much they make, but in how little they waste. That's not just frugality. That's financial offense. 4. Entrepreneurial culture, even without formal structures. According to a 2021 Harvard Business Review analysis, 85% of Chinese millionaires are self-made, often starting from informal businesses, hustles, or small-scale family operations. Entrepreneurship isn't glorified. It's normalized. Everyone knows someone who started something from scratch. In cities and villages alike, families operate small shops, online stores, or mobile food stalls. Jack Ma started Alibaba from his apartment. And when the government cracked down on private education and tech in 2021, thousands simply pivoted to e-commerce or new industries overnight. Compare that with the West, where many fear losing titles or salaries. In China, identity is fluid, but value creation is constant. As Gary Vaynerchuk says, skills are cheap. Passion is priceless. Chinese entrepreneurs live this every day. Their currency is hustle. Their ROI is resilience. 5. Investment in real estate as primary wealth vehicle. Over 90% of Chinese households own property, Statista, 2022, making homeownership one of the most ingrained wealth building habits in the country. And it's not just emotional, it's strategic. Real estate is viewed as a stable, intergenerational store of value. Chinese citizens often work decades to buy a home, even co-investing with extended family. It's common for parents to gift apartments as wedding dowries. Real estate isn't an investment. It's insurance. Against inflation. Against uncertainty. Against instability. Economist Thomas Sowell once said, "The first lesson of economics is scarcity." The Chinese understand this deeply. Land, especially in urban centers, is finite. Tangible. Anchor-like. In a world of volatility, a roof is more than shelter, it's legacy, leverage, and psychological peace. 6. Collective wealth building. In 2021, Pew Research found that 68% of Chinese adults live in multi-generational households, compared to only 18% in the US. This isn't just about tradition, it's a financial superpower. Pooling resources lowers expenses, boosts savings, and multiplies opportunity. Family money circulates like a private bank. Need a business loan? Ask your uncle. Want to study abroad? Grandma's got you. While Western systems prioritize independence, the Chinese optimize for interdependence, and the results speak for themselves. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank says, "Money should work for you, not divide you." Chinese families live this principle. Their collective thinking turns relatives into assets. And it turns every family win into shared momentum. What if your family was your investor, your safety net, and your advisory board? 7. Respect for discipline, routine, and sacrifice. The Chinese proverb says, "Dripping water penetrates stone not through force, but through persistence." This mentality fuels their financial behavior. The focus isn't on jackpot moments. It's on repeatable, daily systems. Studies by McKinsey, 2020, show Chinese consumers are more likely to delay gratification and more willing to save for large goals than their Western counterparts. Kids practice piano for hours. Adults budget weekly. Elders garden, cook, and repair. It's a life philosophy: build what lasts, not what trends. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, emphasizes that you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. The Chinese already knew that. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about showing up until the result becomes inevitable. 8. Strategic global thinking. According to the Institute of International Education, China sends more students abroad than any other country, over 300,000 annually. It's not about leaving China. It's about collecting tools and bringing them home. The mindset? Expand knowledge. Expand assets. Expand vision. Chinese families don't just diversify investments. They diversify experience. It's common to hold foreign currency, buy overseas property, or start international businesses. Globalization isn't a threat, it's a playground. And in that playground, the Chinese aren't tourists. They're architects. As Ray Dalio warns in Principles for Navigating Big Debt Crises, global shifts reward the prepared. The Chinese are already there. While others build walls, they build bridges. And in the wealth game, those who move fastest across borders often win the most. Wealth isn't just numbers. It's culture. It's mindset. And the Chinese approach proves that quietly, patiently, and generationally, anyone can build extraordinary financial power. They didn't do it by chasing trends. They did it by playing the long game with strategy, discipline, and deep-rooted values. So the question is, are you chasing wealth or mastering it? If you want more powerful truths like this, hit that subscribe button. Because this isn't just financial advice. It's a new way of thinking.